All right, guys, how are you? Thank you so much for joining me. It is another episode of JLOVA checking in. Guys, oh my gosh, today it is all about the Caribbean queens. Now, guys, in the Caribbean, we have a lot of great women doing a lot of great things. But I will tell you, this is a woman, the next guest I'm bringing on. Her name is Janeisha John. And, I got the privilege to work with her when we worked over at Temple together. I was not on air yet. I was just in the back scenes of production. And let me tell you something, boy, this girl, she on fire. She on fire. Janeisha on fire. All right. So, guys, listen, I'm going to bring her on. Let me set up everything so that when she comes on, this Caribbean queen can introduce herself properly. All right. All right, guys, I am going to bring on my girl, Janeisha. Let me add Janeisha to the stream. What's going on? Can you hear me? Okay, you can hear me. I cannot hear you because let me see why I can't hear you, Janeisha. Hold on, because I'm always fiddling with my radio. All right, test 1, 2. Oh, Janeisha can hear me. You're hearing Janeisha? Let me see. You can hear me and I can't hear you. So let's see. Let me get Janeisha here. Test 1, 2. Janeisha. Uh-huh. I know why I couldn't hear you. All right, try now. Test. Your background was gorgeous, but I cannot hear you. I don't know why. Let me. Technical difficulties. Let me work it out. Right, but I cannot hear you. That is crazy. I'm gonna come back in. Hold on. Yes, yes. To this. You could hear me now? Hello. We can't hear her either. Nobody can hear Janeisha. Why is that? They're telling me they can't hear you. Okay. Okay, try taking off the headphones and see what's up. No. This is the first time we have this problem. It's okay. Something is going on, Jay. Okay, she's gonna go and come back. All right. She is going to go and come back. Guys, first of all, I'm gonna tell you a little bit about Janeisha. Okay, Janeisha is a host, she's a model, she is a producer. The girl carries her own, and she is also a former Miss USVI. Well, probably not former, not the current holder, but honey, beauty queen pageant world. And let me tell you something. She has an incredible story, an incredible journey. If you guys are looking at television, you could see her in ads, you could see her in different promos. I mean, my girl got it going on. I can hear something. I hear a pop just now. Hold on. Let me add her.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Didn't why we both have on yellow? Like this was not planned.
Listen, island girls know. We just know. You understand?
I love it. Okay, Janeisha, listen, before we start, I want you to look straight to camera, introduce yourself.
Okay. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Janeisha John. I am currently living in Los Angeles, but I am from the U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Croix specifically. Former Miss U.S. Virgin Islands, and yeah, now currently a television host and producer at the ZEUS Networks. So hi everybody, thanks for joining us.
I'm so excited, guys. Oh my gosh, guys, you don't even understand how much I love Janeisha because Janeisha's vibe
I
and her
love you.
spirit. I love you. It's so beautiful and
Thank
just
you.
and of course I love that Crucian accent.
Yeah, listen, people here don't understand. It's like, unfortunately, sometimes I have to dial back. But
Right.
whenever I talk into a Caribbean person, yes, I get to use this accent in full force. Listen,
Yes. I was telling someone the other day that I really love my accent. And it's not because like a Trinidad
hmm
accent, but I love Caribbean accents
yeah,
because you can just talk and be like, "What's going on? How you
you're
going?
right,
You all right?" And it's just
right.
so make you feel
It's a
good.
vibe. It's a
Yes.
vibe. Period.
So now, Janisha, let's get
Yes.
into the source, honey. How does a Crucian girl, a
Uh
little
huh.
girl from St. Croix, end
Yes.
up being Miss USVI?
Listen, honestly, I've kind of always had a thing for being on stage and performing. I started out as a dancer. My mom actually put my older sister and I in the same pageant when we were toddlers on St. Croix. And I don't remember it, but she said she pulled my hair too tight, and I started crying, I didn't go on the stage. So I
Oh
guess
gosh.
yeah, it was bad. But for her, she her and my dad, they exposed us to this world of entertainment. I was dancing from like 3, 4 years old, professionally. And I just always loved being on stage, loved competing. I have a very competitive spirit.
Yes,
And
yes.
so for me, it was just one of those outlets that allowed me to perform, to use my dancing skills, to utilize my competitive spirit in a healthy way. Also learn how to lose and how to win, and be a good sport. And also just have camaraderie with other women competing in the pageant system. But I got into Miss Virgin Islands specifically. I was Miss. I had competed for Miss St. Croix. I got first runner up. I lost, and then I competed for Miss University of the Virgin Islands, and I got first runner up. Some people was like, give it up, no more pageants." But
No,
I'm not. I'm not one to just
you
roll
needed
around.
the
Just
big title. The big title
let's
was
go.
like,
Right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. So I reassessed. Learned a lot about myself. Actually had to really dig in and find out who I was as a woman, identify my opinions on just, worldly issues and things affecting the Caribbean and things affecting me as a woman. And once I identified that, took the time to research and understand just everything that was going on at the time, especially, I would like to say I discovered myself. And then
Mm,
after competing for Miss UVI, the chairperson of the Miss Virgin Islands committee approached me and said, "I love your performance. Would you like to compete again? You can use all the same stuff." And I was like, ah. My best friend at the time was my pageant coach, Jamal Drummond. He designed all my stuff, and he was like, "Let's just do it." At the time, also, I was looking for a scholarship for school, and this was an opportunity for me to do so. And so I competed, and I won. And then I had the pageant itch. I ran again
right,
for
right, right.
I ran again for Miss Virgin Islands. So that was Miss Virgin Islands America. That took me on
Mhm.
to Miss America in 2010. And
Yes,
then I competed for Miss Virgin Islands Universe in 2010, and went on to Miss Universe that year as well. So then the rest is history. After that, I just got into
yeah,
entertainment. Tempo was right after that, and
right.
I'll let you do your thing. But yes,
Yeah. First of all, Janisha is a very is a professional host. Because the first time I met Janisha was when I was miking her at Temple. She was going to do
yes.
some promos. I was not even thinking about being on air, but I liked your
Uh-huh.
flow and I liked your style, and I was literally miking her. And I was all up her breast. I didn't even like it. It was I was surfing. She was like, but she was always so nice, and I always
Thank
loved
you.
your delivery. Janisha, talk to me about how do you now transition from tempo
Uh-huh.
to all these modeling gigs I've seen
Uh-huh.
you have, and then we'll talk about the juicy one after.
Okay. Listen, right after Miss Virgin Islands America 2008, I don't know, being on stage, modeling, the photo shoot process, I loved it. And I was
Yes.
like, I want to get into modeling. I didn't really know how to do it on a on a more, I guess, national level. And so
Hmm.
I said, I had done some small stuff as a child, for C9 models back on St. Croix, but I really still didn't understand the process. And so for me, I was curious. I had the itch. I had already competed on a national stage at Miss America. And so I found a photographer. I said, "Can you help me build my portfolio?" I had saved up my coins. I said, let's get it going. And then I
Right.
started just shooting. I started applying. Excuse me, my allergies are acting up. So I over here trying to keep
No,
it
it's
together.
all right. It's all right. You look so beautiful and golden with the yellow and the skin, girl.
Thank you. It's warm out here. Listen, it's hot as heck in LA. So I
I'm in
try not.
Trinidad. It's sweltering.
Listen, but we built for that kind of weather. So.
Hey, I'm not complaining, girl.
Right, it could be worse. But anyways, so I had just gotten that itch to really get into modeling seriously, and nobody really knew how to do it on St. Croix. So I figured,
Yes,
well, let me do some research. Google was my best friend during that time. Social media wasn't big, so it wasn't like I had a platform to promote myself.
yes.
But Google was my thing. I was Googling everything. I was trying to figure out, well, how do I really break into the modeling industry? And I went hard. Like, I tried to shoot with as many photographers as I could. Built
Mhm.
my portfolio. Then I started just submitting these photos to different competitions abroad. I would fly myself out to auditions. Uh,
Right.
like
So
we're
you
in
literally put boots on the ground, went gorilla, and you was like, listen, I'm gonna like make this happen.
For sure. I was like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna put myself out there, and like I would go to work. It was funny. My source of income, my job at the time, was literally what I used to just fuel my dream, right? So
Right.
having something that was consistent coming in, I had to go to work. I was still in school at the same time.
Mm.
It was just me hustling, hitting the ground going, because I wanted to be able to pursue my dreams, and I needed, the
Mm.
finances to do so. And
Yes.
so I figured if I didn't have an opportunity locally, I was going to find those opportunities abroad and
Yes.
just position myself. And so, long story short, eventually I moved to New York, did a lot of modeling
Mhm.
out there. But then I got the bulk of my modeling work when I moved to LA. Um, and my best friend bought me a one-way ticket for my birthday. She said, "You need to go to LA because half
Right.
her family's from here."
And don't come
And so
back.
I was like, I didn't have a husband, I didn't have no kids. I said, let's
Right.
go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Now, how
Okay.
many years ago was that, Janeisha?
I honestly just crossed my 7 year mark like last month. Yeah, yeah.
7 years. Yeah.
7 years.
Yeah.
I
No,
did
yeah,
I
it's
did New
true.
York for almost 2 years. I couldn't do the weather out there. It was too cold. I don't
You did. And then
mm-mm.
that's when I met you, when you were doing New
Right.
York, because yeah. So that was like
Right.
8, 9 years ago. And I
Right.
love it. Almost like a decade later. Now, guys, I'm leading up Janisha to something, right? And we're definitely
Yes.
gonna talk about this. But talk to me a little bit about, as a Caribbean woman, sometimes in media, um, sometimes we tend to get pigeonholed into a certain type of path, right? It's always about entertainment, and it's always about, just like party scenes kind of thing. How does a Caribbean woman, whether she's in media, whether she's an actress, whether she's a model, how does she transcend,
Um
into this US market or even a bigger market?
um I will say, for me, my that's an interesting question, because I feel like what a lot of people may struggle with is feeling like they have to conform, change their appearance, change their delivery, eliminate certain things about themselves to
Hmm.
be a part of what is considered mainstream, right?
Right, right, right.
Um, I've found that being from the Caribbean has been sort of like your superpower, right?
I
you
agree.
you
I agree. It is my superpower,
right.
honey.
Right.
Yeah.
So you use that as a way to make you distinct, to set you apart
Mhm.
from the other girls in the room. But more so, I also feel like where we come from, there is a different type of hustle energy. I don't know how to explain it. Like we have to work twice as hard in our, at least for me, in my mind. I've always
Yeah,
had that mentality. Like, I
I
have to work
agree.
harder. I come from a small
Hmm.
place on the map. Nobody don't even know where I'm from, right? So
Correct.
I just would walk
And
into
even
a
the
room with a
accent, even the
right.
accent.
Right. So I would walk into a room and just be unapologetically myself, right?
Hmm.
I'm proud to be from the Virgin Islands. Super proud. Like,
Yes,
anybody that knows me out here in LA knows that that's the one thing that I
right,
brag about, right? I'm from the Caribbean.
right.
This is my home. I live where y'all want to vacation, right?
Okay, okay, all right. Yes,
So I think it's a matter of just kind of being really secure in who you are, and taking that and seeing that as like I said, a superpower. Walking into a room knowing that you're different, you're bringing something different to this, something unique, something that's,
Mhm.
some may call exotic, but
Right.
it's just about owning who you are and just really applying your strengths. Not ignoring your weaknesses, working on your weaknesses, but just going into the room knowing like I bring something different to the table, and then letting that drive your confidence. And
Mhm.
for me, it was always just out here. It's been a lot of no's, a lot of no's,
Mhm.
but I've learned to brush that off and
Mhm.
just really tackle and tackle things and walk into a room knowing that I'm different and I bring something different to the table and I'm the prize, and I'm walking in here knowing that whatever I bring is an attribute, not
Yes,
walking in scared like I can't accomplish something. And
that's right.
having a support system as well. My family, my community has really really pushed me to feel like I can do anything in this industry. And granted, I still have a long way to go, but just having that support system has made this entire experience just one that I'm truly grateful for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when I think about, the Caribbean dream, as it's, as we can probably call it,
Right.
I, I think about the ability to do whatever you want to do, wherever you want to do. We're small as far as islanders, are concerned, but our impact in the world is so big,
That's
right?
right.
And
That's
we keep
right.
moving and we keep stretching. And so one of your big impacts now has been as a producer and sometimes host. I do see you
Yes,
with
ma'am.
with the ZEUS Network. Can you tell us
Yes.
about what the ZEUS Network is, and then how did you come to be involved with them?
Right. So the Zeus Network essentially is a streaming video on demand service, right? SVOD. We have been up and running for about 2 years, but we have been a streaming service that has made quite the noise. We are essentially, we started out as a streaming service for influencers.
Mhm.
Some of the founders of the company, Lemuel Plummer, who's the CEO and founder, and then his co-founders are people like King Batch, Daystorm Power, and his female influencer named Amanda Cerny. They're some of the top influencers in the world, and so the platform initially was one where, we were trying to give influencers who drive all this traffic to Instagram, drive all this traffic to platforms like
Right,
Vine,
their own place.
a place to really create their content and
Mhm.
monetize. But we started with short form, and then eventually we got into long form content, and our audience really loved the long form content. It really really stuck with them, and so from there we started branching off into celebrities that have a hand in both the social media world as well as the celebrity world. And so, we've had a lot of success. We've had great shows like our hit shows, The Real Black China. We recently did a concert series with Omarion.
Yes,
We've had work with Jocelyn
which is
Hernandez, who's a
big.
reality superstar. Yes.
Okay,
Um,
first of all, everybody knows that Omarion is very particular about
yes.
who he does business with and about his performances. So
Yes.
that is huge right now. I mean, so you guys are
Uh,
really making traction. Janisha, in a place, and not to cut you because I want you to get back to that, but
yes.
there are so many streaming platforms,
Right.
right? What sets you guys apart? The content, the
Oh,
interaction.
definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely the content is king, right?
Yes.
And so I will say this, our CEO founder was Lemuel Plummer, has been selling shows prior to owning his own network, was selling shows for all the networks. He was the person who created Preachers of LA, Atlanta, Detroit. He's done shows like Music Mogul and BET. He was actually one of the youngest producers to be signed in-house to BET at 21 years old. And so he's been
Wow.
in the industry for like 20, I mean, not 21 yet, for as a show producer, executive producer for
Mhm.
about, I want to say 9 years before getting into his
It's
own
his own
network.
thing. Right.
Right.
Well, that's so
Um,
interesting because here he was selling shoes, and then he's like, you know what? I'm already doing the work for everybody. I can do this for myself.
Exactly. It's all about ownership, right? Especially because the climate of this industry has changed, right? A lot of people aren't watching like appointment television. We're not going home to watch something on the
Right,
broadcast TV, right?
right.
A lot of it
Tune
is
in,
streaming,
tune in.
right?
Yeah.
People watching stuff on their own time when they want, at their own control, right? And
Yes.
so, and you can watch everything on every device. So it's
Mhm.
different now, streaming services like Netflix and Hulu,
Yeah. It's on
and
demand.
literally that's what's king right now. So he saw the climate changing, and he was like, I have to get ahead of it. And so he decided to get into his own network, and his leadership really helps us to just come up with really dope projects, as we say, like
Mhm.
just the stuff is fire, right? And so people,
Yes.
it's loud, it's interesting, it's provocative, people just like is different. And so we've captured a niche audience that just loves what we do, and we've been trying to just continue to grow and expand the company.
You know what? I love it. Caribbean queens doing big things. Okay. And listen, all right. I love it. Tunisha, I always like to ask my guests a couple questions. So the first one
Sure.
is, what do you love most about yourself? What's the one thing you love most about yourself?
What is the one thing I love most about myself? If I have to go based off of like a character trait, I'd say my confidence.
Mhm.
Um, I've I don't know. There's not a lot of things I'm afraid of, right? There's not a lot of things
Mhm.
that I'm afraid to go after. I built that confidence. It's a kind of like a two-parter. I built that confidence being from the Caribbean. My family, my community has literally, I don't know, they built me up to be this woman who's just not afraid to go out there and follow my dreams. I really am not. And the worst, I always have it in my mind, the worst somebody could tell me is no, and I just gonna figure out a way to make them say yes. You know
Correct, correct, correct. And
what I
every
mean?
no sometimes lead to a better yes. It's like the beauty queen pageant thing, those smaller
Yeah,
titles wasn't
yeah.
big enough for you, darling. You had to
I'm
get a
like,
bigger
all right,
title.
what's next? But honestly, it's the confidence. I think again, a lot of that confidence comes from just the way I was raised. My culture, my upbringing
Yeah.
is so, what I mean, so deeply rooted. I love everything about how I was raised and where I'm from, and
Yes.
it defines a lot of, it just defines me. I am a proud Caribbean woman. I am for the most part a fearless woman who will go out and just do what I have to do and get things done. So
Yeah, and I definitely love that about you. And people, guys, I have put Janisha's information, her IG and her Facebook
follow me,
is
follow me.
taken. Okay, but I put her information because, guys, you got to see. Go look for the outfit where she has on the green jumpsuit on the boat. That's
Yeah,
my favorite.
that's your favorite. Okay,
The
okay.
green on the boat is one of my it's my favorite right now.
Yes.
It was the gold, but now it's the green.
Okay, okay, okay.
And then
I do.
and then the other
Yeah.
question is, it's about manifestation.
It's about what? I'm sorry.
Tell me. No, no. Tell
I
me.
didn't hear you were breaking up.
Oh, it's about
Yes.
manifestation. So I'm always, so my last question is about
Yes.
manifestation, right? So a lot of times, we say we want certain things and then it happens or it doesn't happen, but this is about manifestation really happening.
Yes.
So what is something that you know for a fact that you have manifested?
Oh, I got a
You thought
couple.
about it,
I got a
you wrote
couple
it
for you.
down,
I
happened.
I got a couple for you. First one was, believe it or not, I manifested temple. I told myself, actually, before I moved to New York and New Jersey, my friend was like, "What do you see yourself doing? Over the next, what's your short term goals over the next few years?" And I was like, honestly, I want to work for this Caribbean network called Tempo. Um, yes, I promise you. And
No,
believe it or
I
not,
get it. I get
a,
it. I did
a
the same
few
thing too.
right, a few months later, I sent out. I had sent my, I guess, a reel or something like that to try and get. And then out of nowhere, that's when what's his name had called me. Frederick Martin had called me and said he found it. And then eventually I got called in to go and work for Temple. So that's one. Another one I manifested was,
Yes.
and this is crazy. Um, when you run for pageants, they oftentimes ask you to fill out these questionnaires, right? And so one of the questionnaires is always like, "What do you see yourself doing in the
Right.
future?" Blah 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 blah. And one of my future goals was I wanted to be a producer and eventually own my own production company to bring awareness to the Caribbean talent. And so I'm on my way there. Yeah.
I'm so
Yes.
excited. Janeisha, I listen. First of all, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Just know that anything that you want my support, and you have my
Vice
support.
versa.
And yes, and of course, I'm messaging like, Janeisha, how can I do this and how can I do that? And to get things done, because we all have to work together. So thank you so much
Thank you.
for coming on. I am locked on to ZEUS Network, and you guys make sure and you lock on to. I'm putting the information right there below so you
Yeah.
guys can see.
And
Thank
I
you
just
so
want
much.
I just want to say this. I do have, some things that I'm working on project wise. I have, something coming out soon. And um yeah, I want to thank you. I am very proud of all the things you're doing. Just from the tempo days to now, we have both grown tremendously. I am so proud of you, and I thank
Thank
you
you.
for giving me an opportunity to lend my voice. I do want to encourage anybody who's interested in
Mhm.
entertainment or production or anything like that. You can follow me, send me questions,
Yes.
let's chat. And yeah, I love you. Enjoy yourself in Trinidad.
Yes,
Take
I'm having a
take
good time.
take a dip in the ocean for me, please, and in the Caribbean Sea for me, please.
Girl, listen, I gotta go to Tobago to do that, but
Oh
restrictions are being
God.
lifted. So I'm gonna do
Okay.
that in about 2 weeks. I'm going to
Mhm.
Tobago.
Yeah.
But girl,
Once it's lifted, yes, follow the
yes,
rules, right?
follow the
But once
guidance.
it's
Once
lifted,
it's
take a
lifted.
nice good soak for your girl. Okay.
I will, I will, I will. Thank you
Thank
so much,
you. All
darling.
right. Bye.
All right, guys, that was Janeisha John, Caribbean Queen. I love this girl so much. She's so beautiful. She's so amazing. Guys, I gotta try to set up my banner because the next Caribbean Queen that I will be checking in with is Miss Patrice Murrell. She is from the beautiful, beautiful island of the Bahamas. Guys, I met Patrice last year. I was in the Bahamas. I was there for carnival, and I'm 5'2.5". I was gonna say 5'4", but that's my old height. I'm 5'2.5", and Patrice is this statuesque, beautiful woman. I'm gonna bring her, and you're gonna see her, and her voice. Patrice's voice is gorgeous. I'm gonna bring on Miss Patrice Murrell. Let me bring her, Patrice. Just a hold on. She's coming. She's coming, guys. She's coming. Hold on. Let me add you. Patrice, how are you doing, darling? Hi.
Hi.
Let me change up. Just hold on 1 second. Let me just change the banner because it's you. It's Patrice.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Patrice, before we start, you're going to look straight to camera and you're going to introduce
Okay.
yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Patrice Murrell. Patrice Murrell, hailing from the beautiful islands of the Bahamas.
Yes. Listen to me. Okay, Patrice, before we get into it, right? Is it
hmm
conch or conchs?
It's conch. Like it's pronounced conch with a K, even though there's the CH at the end. It's spelled
Right.
CONCH. It's
Right.
pronounced with a K at the end. So you say conch.
Girl, I'm going to
Yeah.
tell you this. All through the islands, we say conchs.
Really?
Yeah, the whole island, you. Every
What
island.
y'all say?
Conch,
Conch?
conchs, conchs. With a S.
Oh, really?
Yeah, girl.
Even like for okay, hold on. Even for like one conch,
But
y'all
who
say
doesn't have one
conchs?
conch? It don't matter.
Yeah,
Everything is
that's
conch.
true. I mean,
Everything is
you
conch.
can make a meal out of one conch if it's just one person.
It's true. It's true, girl. Listen. So listen, let us get into it, Patrice, because
Yeah.
Patrice is this beautiful songstress from the
hmm
Bahamas. The first time I saw
Yeah.
you perform was for Survival Weekend, which is the week before the Bahamian Carnival. And
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Patrice Murrell. And then we got to spend some time together on the road because we played in the same band together. And then I got to see you
Shout out to Bahamas
on the road.
masqueraders.
Listen, I love them. I love them. Okay. I love them bad. Guys, next year, don't worry, we're coming back. Patrice, talk to me a little bit about what it was like growing up in the Bahamas. And are you from Nassau?
I am. I'm from Nassau. I reside in New
Okay.
Providence, Nassau, which is the capital of the Bahamas. I'm not sure if a lot of people
Mhm.
know, but the Bahamas is made up of 700 islands. So there are
Yeah.
many different islands within our beautiful country. But
Mhm.
I was born and raised in Nassau. had the opportunity to travel, obviously, to most of the islands growing up, and it's been great. I mean, it's just great. Like any other Caribbean female, it's a blessing to be able to grow up in such a beautiful place to call
Place.
home.
Yes.
Yeah, we've got the sun and the sand and the sea, and
Hmm.
great fish, and
Yeah, and the
it
conch.
and the conch. And just growing up on the islands, we kind of have a different, it's a little bit of a slower pace, and we have a different value system, I feel. So
Hmm.
we're still a little bit more kind of old school in our
Right,
values. So
right,
it's
right.
good to, I
Kind of
enjoyed it.
hold
I'm
on.
grateful.
It's almost like just holding on to things of tradition and upbringing, right?
Tradition.
And
Yeah,
not being
yeah.
so moved by what the world is dictating to you about how to live your life right now, but just
Exactly,
keeping with your
exactly.
values. You know,
Yeah,
let's talk a little bit about music. I mean, when did you
yeah.
first discover your voice?
Oh, well, I was told that I discovered my voice when I was a baby.
Mm.
Believe it or not, my mom and dad had me in the carriage, and they took me to a restaurant with them. They went out to eat, and they put the carriage on top of the table in the
Right,
restaurant, the carrier.
right.
And music was playing in the speaker system in the restaurants. And my mom and dad were eating, and they were like, they heard me at about, I don't even think I was a year. I must have been only a few months, like maybe 10 months, 9 months. And they were like, why is she, my mom was like, why is she crying? And my dad's like, she's not crying. She is like humming to the music. He's like, Patrice, you
Wow.
started like crying along to the, like you were humming along to the music on the radio. So
What?
it wasn't like a whining, but you were actually like singing
Correct.
to the
You were
music on
actually,
the
like
radio.
feeling the vibe, pretty much.
Exactly, exactly. And I guess that was the first time music hit me.
Right.
I
It just
got the
hit your
music
vein.
bug. Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
the as a Caribbean person,
Hmm.
sometimes the music scene is really just about particular genres, but
Yeah,
you cover so many different genres. What was the first
yeah.
genre of music that you fell in love with?
That I fell in love with.
Yeah.
It would have to be pop contemporary music.
Uh,
I fell in love with the sounds of Celine Dion, Anita
mhm.
Baker, Tony Braxton, I Whitney Houston, Mariah Carey. I grew up in the era of the balladeers.
Mhm.
So hearing songstresses like that is what influenced me, and I think influenced my ear. And so
Mhm.
I automatically took to that and was able to sing it and do
Yeah.
really well at a very, very young age. So even though I started singing in the church, which was the first place I ever sang at 3 years old. At
Wow.
on my church pulpit, I sang. But I
Three
always
years
loved,
old.
yeah, 3 years old, I sang. I
Yeah.
grabbed the mic and started singing at 3 years old. Yeah. And
My
was
God.
not shy about it. According to my
Right.
parents, was not shy
Right.
about it at all. They was like, you just grab the mic, and he was like, I'm gonna sing.
I'm gonna sing today in church. I'm gonna do that right here.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's so
So
interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no, it just is amazing how some people are just innately born with a passion.
Yeah. A
They
passion, a
develop that
talent.
passion
Mhm.
from such a young age,
Mhm.
and I'm a huge believer in encouraging people to go after their passion and their dreams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you something. People have passions and dreams, but sometimes you got to have talent too. And you got talent, passion, and dreams, right?
Thank
So
you.
you have this song that I really like. It's called Feeling. Right now I feel it. Can
Yeah.
you give me can you give me any audience a little snippet of that? Because I think that's the first time I've ever heard you sing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You want me to sing the chorus or the
Yes,
or
in the
the
chorus.
verse or
Sing the chorus, in
okay.
the chorus. I like whatever you want to sing because I love it. So I'm gonna be singing too.
Right now, feeling. Right now, feeling good. Right now, feeling good. Right now, feeling. Right now, feeling good. you're feeling good. What you gotta do? You just whine your waist if you're feeling good. Just whine your waist if you're feeling good. Hey, take wine if you're feeling good. Take wine if you're feeling. Oh, you gotta whine your waist if you're feeling good. Just whine your waist if you're feeling good. Hey, take wine if you're feeling good. Take wine.
Listen, first of all, I'm gonna tell you, I love your music, but one of the things that I do notice about you is your stage presence and how you command the crowd, and it's very confident,
Thank you.
but very direct. And I will tell you that it's something I admire because I've noticed that about Beyonce. All right, guys, I'm just saying.
Ooh.
Listen,
Well,
this is
come
my
on
show.
now with the come on with the similarities. I'm here
Girl,
for it.
this is
Thank
my
you.
show, and this is my opinion, and it matters on my show, okay? But honestly,
Yeah.
just the way in terms of how you enunciate and how you kind of get the crowd going and give them instructions, it's very,
Thank you.
it doesn't seem choreographed. It seems natural, and so I really love that
Yeah.
about you.
Yeah.
What does it take on a daily basis to keep pursuing your craft, even when others may not appreciate it?
Honestly, it takes number one, a innate desire and number going back to the passion,
Hmm.
um, to want to do what you love.
Yeah.
And then secondly, you need a good team around you, a good, strong foundation of people or someone in your life that's going to encourage you, even when you don't feel like encouraging yourself.
Yeah.
And I will say that that's something I'm very grateful for. I have someone, and I have people, like I have family members in my life that will remind me, just keep going. Like we know that you're phenomenal. You're great. You know that you're phenomenal. Don't let, circumstances or
Don't
what
let the
it may seem
bastards
like
get
to
you
you.
down. Don't let the bastards
Yeah,
get you down.
yeah,
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 yeah. Well, listen, your voice is incredible. It speaks for itself. When we talk about music, now that was your soca contribution, feeling, right? And
yes,
then you came up this year with another song called Heavyweight, and you did it with
yeah.
Swappy, who at that time was the reigning um
Soca
Soca
Monarchy.
Monarch winner, right? For the
Yeah,
Groovy. Talk to me
yeah.
how that song came about, how the collaboration came about.
Well, I want people to know that with me, what you see is what you get. I
Right.
am a very organic singer, a very organic artist,
Mm,
and I'm not very good at pretending. So, um,
right. No faking,
what
no
happened?
pretending.
Yeah, I don't have time for it. If I'm into it, I'm into it. If I'm not into it, I'm not
Hey,
into it.
I'm not into it.
Um, and I went down to Trinidad. Shout out to Trinidad and Tobago for
Ah,
hosting. I know, right?
was the
For
carnival
hosting a
amazing?
fundraiser. I love Trinidad. I'm obsessed, by the way. Last year was my
Girl.
first time visiting, and I'm like, I love this place. I think I am a Trini. I don't know. I gotta check my
Girl,
roots, cause
it could suck
woo!
you in, honey. It could suck you in.
I
And are
was
we
like,
glad that we did that
listen,
carnival
and
though?
I did Carnival for the first time this year, and I was like, "What? Where I been? Like, I should have been doing this a long time."
Long time ago.
But I came down. Shout out to Trinidad and Tobago for hosting a fundraiser for Hurricane Dorian. As everyone knows, we were drastically affected by Hurricane
Woo,
Dorian, and we're still
listen,
recovering.
yeah. But so
And there was a
resilient
fun.
though. You guys are resilient. I've met a lot of friends from the Bahamas that I met last year when I came.
Yeah, yeah,
Like at least five people who I can consider friends now from the Bahamas, and I was
yeah.
with them through the hurricane. Even I have a friend who lives in Freeport when it was
Hmm.
getting beaten for like 36 hours plus, and
Yeah.
the resilience is staggering.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
staggering.
you. Thank
Oh
you.
my
Thank you.
yeah,
That I don't know.
power
That's
is
something that
resilience.
we must have developed over the years. um, and
Hmm.
I
Yeah.
I'm just still praying. I know, right? We just keep fighting, keep pushing, because there's nothing else we can do but to keep moving forward. And
Yeah.
rebuilding. And so we went down there, myself and a few other Bahamian artists went down and had the opportunity to perform, which was great, and raise funds with a lot of other popular Trinidadian artists for the hurricane relief. And I ran into Ultimate Rejects, who I had met back in 2017 when they came here for our carnival. Yeah, when they had their big hit, Full Extreme. And we reconnected. It was like, hey, how's it going? Good to see you. That whole great thing. And Johan Seaton from Ultimate Extreme happened to listen to a few of my tracks and saw me perform, and he's like, you're really, really good. Can you come in the studio? Let's do some work. And I ended up staying and doing a couple of tracks with him. And he, at the time, he was in the studio working with Swappy on some new material for Carnival 2021 and 2020, I'm sorry, for Carnival 2020. And he was like, you know what, I really want to get another artist on there, because the song really, when we did the song, and shout out to Azaria, a lot of people may know him as Flippo, who's the songwriter of Heavyweight, from Trinidad and Tobago. I wanted to make the song not only
Flippo wrote Heavyweight.
Flippo wrote Heavyweight. Yeah, Flippo bad, you know.
We know Flippo bad, but Flippo went honey and changed his name and confused the hell out of everybody. But Azaria, everybody knows Flippo bad. I still listen to Flippo music.
Yeah. He's really good. And when I went in the studio, I met with him, and I basically kind of gave him a rundown, and then from them going on my social media and seeing my journey of me just, starting off in soca music back in 2017, and entering our Music Masters, which is like your Soca Monarch, and becoming a finalist, and now just becoming this huge sensation in my country, basically overnight. He wrote the song based on my career and where I'm at right now, to let people know, Patrice isn't a lightweight no more. She's a heavyweight. She knocking and kicking down doors.
I love it. That's such a great song. You're not gonna ask me a piece of the song too. So go ahead.
So we're gonna just do the chorus? Okay.
Yeah, just
I the heavyweight in this. Too long I wait for this. I gonna wind my wits in this. I the heavyweight in this. Tonight we gon' party. Keep on drinking. Keep on drinking. Hey, do you want to go down canoe? Baby girl, tell me what to do. Swappy, show me what you work, boy. Don't try to pull no wrong. Gotta check out the video. Check out the song.
Guys, first of all, I have all your information scrolling in the bottom. She's on IG, she's on Facebook. Patrice Murrell, she's on my page. I posted a video of her the other day singing gospel, and the song is so nice. It's so catchy. It's a great song to do a lot of parodies with, whether you're doing a workout parody or whether you're doing a hangout parody. But one of the things I would tell you about that I didn't know before really coming into this media game was I thought that every island listened to soca and loved soca, and that's what they knew. I didn't realize that it was really just us in Trinidad and a few other islands. So when I discovered Junkanoo and the Rake and Scrape, right, and all of that, how do you kind of come from this Bahamian Junkanoo culture to now embracing soca music and that culture as part of the genres that you represent now?
Well, the beautiful thing about it is that because we are all from the Caribbean, I don't think people realize how similar our genres are. They all start with the same foundation, which is the African sounds, the original tribal beats of the drums and certain percussive instruments. I think a lot of our Caribbean countries get so distracted in trying to separate themselves and distinguish themselves as different, and realize need to come and realize that we're really so much the same. If you listen to a lot of the Rake and Scrape music, a lot of the Junkanoo music. It's so similar to the spooge, I believe, and the
Like when I
soca
hear the Reagan
elements.
script, I hear a lot of what we call like a rhythm section. It's a rhythm
Yes,
section. You know,
yes,
it's the same thing.
yeah. It's the
That was
same
my
thing.
version
It's the
of a
same thing.
rhythm section.
No, no, you did good though. You did good. That's exactly what it is, Jeanette. But that's exactly what it is.
Right.
And we just happen to, give each other different names. Like I was talking to my husband. He's from Barbados, and Barbados are big. They're big on soca, they're a big soca
Mhm.
country as well. And the
Correct.
Bahamas is fair.
Walk up. They call it walk up
Yeah,
music.
they really into walk up. But they they're their appreciation for soca is so much more than where we were at a few years ago. And the Bahamas is still really, really new to embracing soca because
Yeah.
they've been so indoctrinated that Junkanoo and Rake and Scrape is the only thing that we need to embrace. And I'm like, no, you need to realize like we're really similar. And I was proud of
Correct.
Johan and Azaria for actually kind of merging the two really, really well. They were able to, after I told them about Junkanoo, send them some Junkanoo tracks. They fused it really beautifully, and you can hear similarities, but then it's like you really can't tell the difference. If you take a Junkanoo track and you separate it from the soca track, they almost sound the same when he
Right.
pulls them in and merges them together. So um, really for me, it's just about unity and showing how similar we are. That for me, in the song, collaborating with a Trinidadian artist as a Bahamian, I wanted to just show how we can come together in the Caribbean and do great music and unite and
Yeah.
vibe. Good show, good vibes.
Well, you did. Listen, you did. You have your place on, you got your place on the map, honey, with that heavyweight. It's really
Thank
such
you.
a good song. And there's so
Thank
much
you.
more to come from you. Like, I know you and I were doing the pre-interview yesterday, but
Yeah.
it's so many artists came out with music and felt that it was their year, and they had gotten a lot of bookings and you had gotten a lot of bookings too. But
Yeah.
what is your takeaway, even though I think professionally, you're not going out to perform, so you're not getting paid from that, but what is, I guess, one of the takeaways that you can submit for me from this whole coronavirus and the whole outbreak situation that probably has reshaped your life?
I think for me, because most people got to know me um, singing soca and releasing soca music, a lot of people did not realize that I was versatile in other genres and that I'm actually really a diverse singer and entertainer. Um, so I was able to kind of just strip away a lot of the extra and just sing for people, and letting them hear some of my acoustic work and singing some pop music as well has gotten people, and some gospel have gotten people, their antennas are raised and they're like, oh, okay, this girl's got some talent here. She's not just a soca singer that's just chanting. She's like a vocalist that can contend with the international market. And I really appreciate that. That's the feedback that I've been getting so far, and I'm really, really grateful for that because it's something I'm really, really passionate about. I'm passionate about being able to sing and embrace other genres like pop and contemporary music and dancehall. So for me, I have been able to just really showcase a lot more diversity. And based on requests now, I'm being asked to perform more of acoustic sets, more pop and contemporary and R&B music. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to kind of just show different aspects of me and my personality
Mhm.
and what I have to offer as an artist.
Yeah, I really love that, and the resilience. I'm hearing a lot of people who are talking about just being resilient and then being able to follow their dreams and move within their craft.
Yeah.
What is something so far that you know for a fact that you have manifested in your life? Like you wanted it, you either wrote it down, you prayed about it, you worked on it, and it manifested.
I mean, my career right now
Yeah.
is the manifestation of prayers and hard work. I used to work at a bank. I used to work in an offshore bank as a compliance officer.
Hmm.
My degree is in fine. I have two double majors in applied finance and accounting. Like
Girl.
I, I worked in compliance. I have certifications. I have a master's in business administration. So I really didn't. I
Hold on,
minored.
Patrice. Hold,
Yeah.
hold on. Hold on. Okay, first of all,
Come
don't
on.
sleep on Patrice. Did you hear what you just said? Patrice, run the credentials for me one more
Run.
time. Just in case they missed it. Let's run it one more time, Caribbean Queen. Go ahead.
I have a double bachelor's in applied finance and accounting. I have an MBA in business administration, and I have several compliance certifications. So I worked as in compliance actually before I moved into music full time, which was about 4 years ago, 2017, when I took the leap to just go for it and sing full time because
Hmm.
I really wanted to go after my passion
You
and do what
have
I
to.
love.
There's no way you could sit on a voice like that.
Thank
It,
you,
it, it
and
would be impossible.
yeah, and I remember praying about it because it's something I always wanted to do full
Yeah.
time, and I wondered, is
Hmm.
it something I can make a career out of? Is this something
Right.
that I can do when I release music? Will it impact people? Are people going to like my music?
Right. Right.
And to now hear people singing my music and buying my songs on iTunes and Apple and Amazon and streaming, and I walk down the street and somebody starts singing feeling good to me or sending
Correct.
me a clip of them singing heavyweight. It's the realization of the manifestation.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. So your intro is you never say your name, you always sing your name. One day I was looking at a video and you were with a whole bunch of people. I think it was in Bahamas. And everyone was introducing yourself and then you introduced yourself and you sang it. And I saw two people mouth it. Right? So it's that infectious. And everybody knows
Yeah.
in the music world, you got to have a call, honey. And that call
Yes.
is your name. So before I
Yes.
let you go, let me ask you this
Mhm.
question. What is something that you love most about yourself? What do you love most about Patrice Murrell?
I would have to. Well, there's a lot that I love about myself. I'll
All right,
just
now
say
that's
that.
right.
Just say
Okay,
that.
just start with that, honey.
um,
Start with that.
but what I do love is my heart. I have a very, very giving heart. I'm a very
Hmm.
kind-hearted person.
Hmm.
And for me, I'm a very loyal person. Once
Hmm.
you show your loyalty to me, I
Yes.
become extremely loyal. You could get my arm from me.
Right.
So that's one of the things that I love about myself.
Yes.
Um, I love being a singer. I love my voice, and I love being able to connect with people. I love being able to connect with audiences and just being, for some reason, whenever I sing and I interact with people, I can genuinely connect with them and it's not forced. And
Yes.
that's something that I think can't be taught.
Right.
It
Right.
has to come
Being
naturally.
genuine cannot be taught.
Yeah, yeah. So
I think somebody has to be
that's
genuine.
something that I really love about myself, and I love the fact that I don't give up. I'm just
Yes.
tenacious. I go
Yes.
after my dreams. If it's something
Right.
that I want in life, I go for it. I go
Yeah.
for it, and I do not look back. And I want to do it at 150%, or I'm not doing it at all.
Right, right. I love it.
Yeah,
Listen, 150% or not at
yeah.
all. All right. Thank you so much, Patrice, for being
Oh,
in
thank
the
you for having
JLOVA
me.
checking in chat room. I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much for having me. You're
Of
beautiful, and
course.
congratulations on the
Thank
J
you.
Lover chat check-in series. I
Yes,
love it. I
thank
love
you.
it. I love it.
Thank you. Well, stay tuned tonight, honey, because it's story time, and it's the men telling the stories tonight. It's gonna be juicy.
Woo, I'll be tuning in. I will be tuning in.
All right, thank you so much, Patrice.
Thank you. Don't forget to
Bye. We'll talk
follow
later.
at Patrice Murrell Music.
Okay, first of all, do not forget to follow Patrice Murrell. Let me put your ticker back in the bottom. Girl, go
Thank
follow
you.
Patrice, honey, and hear them
Thank
vocals.
you.
And honey, she has some sexy photos there too, so enjoy the whole view.
Thank you.
Bye, love.
Bye. See you later.
Listen, guys. Oh my gosh. First of all, thank you so much for tuning in today. I connected with two Caribbean queens. There are so many more Caribbean queens, but these two in particular, I wanted to connect with today. Of course, earlier we spoke to Janeisha John, former Miss USVI, as well as a host and a model, and now she is a producer over at ZEUS Networks. So make sure you go and download the ZEUS Network app, especially if you love new and cutting edge series and content and shows and dramatic and funny. Do that. And then, of course, if you love music, honey, then you can, in fact, check out Miss Patrice Murrell. She is from the beautiful island of the Bahamas, honey, and she has a voice, honey, that is crystal clear as the water in Exuma. All right? If you don't know Exuma, I think you need to Google it. So, thank you so much for joining me. This has been JLOVA checking in. Guys, I have launched 4 new series under my production company. I have a production company and it's called Every Monday Morning. And you can check out my 4 new shows. My 4 new shows every weekend. On Fridays, we start with JLOVA checking in at 5:30. And then at 10 p.m., it is a story to tell. It's going to be juicy. This Friday, tonight at 10 p.m., the men are telling the story tonight, honey. What are they going to talk about? Y'all got to tune in to find out. All right. And then on Sunday, I have 2 new series. Of course, I am going to be doing How We Met, a love story. I'm featuring Suzette and her husband. It is going to be beautiful. I love telling great stories, and they have a beautiful love story to tell. And then that's at 2 p.m. And then at 5 p.m., honey, it is testimonies. Won't he do it? The glory of God. I have been, you know, honey, God is in my life and I can testify. But I'm going to bring some of my friends and some of my colleagues to testify, and they're going to give God all his glory. All right. So, guys, check in. Check in with your girl every Friday. Every Friday. Let me actually put together. I'm just going to drop the flyer. And thank you so much, guys, for joining in and tuning in with me. Bye.